Seoul entered a strange, unsettling kind of silence when the rumors first began. It was not the silence of calm, but the silence that comes right before the air cracks open with tension. For weeks, online portals flashed with headlines questioning the marriage of one of Korea's most beloved couples, Hyun Bin and son Ye-jin. The allegations were vague, sensational, and crafted to ignite panic. Yet they spread with frightening speed, across Naver, Dom, TikTok feeds, Chinese Weibo trending lists, and English-speaking entertainment blogs that rarely missed the chance to amplify a Korean celebrity controversy. Every corner of social media echoed with doubt. Every fan community trembled with the fear that this golden couple, once hailed as a real-life fairy tale born on the set of Crash Landing on You, might be facing an irreversible storm. Netizens combed through every photograph, every public appearance, every airport video, searching for clues. A few seconds of silence between them became emotional distance. A lack of joint schedules became living separately. Even their absence from recent advertisements together was framed as a sign of coldness. Comments poured in like a tidal wave. Why haven't they been seen together lately? Something feels wrong. Are they drifting apart? The speculation took on a life of its own, twisting into narratives that were never grounded in fact. In the frenzy of digital detective work, truth became something distant, overshadowed by fear and the thrill of scandal. Korean entertainment forums were especially chaotic. Users dissected screenshots and zoomed in paparazzi images until every pixel carried meaning. International fans added fuel. Posts in multiple languages as if participating in a massive global puzzle. Despite the lack of evidence, the whispers of a marriage rift began to feel, to many, like an inevitable truth waiting to surface. Overseas tabloids seized their chance. Vague, blurry paparazzi photos, taken on entirely separate days, in completely different districts, were stitched together to imply tension. The words cold, distant, and avoiding each other painted the pictures with emotional shades the images themselves never contained. In this chaotic atmosphere, a quiet meeting occurred in Cheongdam, Seoul. The location was a small cafe tucked between galleries and luxury boutiques. The kind of place where celebrities could occasionally breathe without drowning in the spotlight. The cafe's interior was dimly lit, modern yet understated, with large windows overlooking a tree-lined alley. On a chilly weekday morning, when the cafe was more than half empty, two familiar figures slipped in, not together, but within minutes of each other. They did not disguise themselves heavily. A simple hat for Hyun Bin, a soft sweater and minimal makeup for son Ye-jin. They took a corner seat facing the window. Voices low but their demeanor unmistakably calm. History acquaintance who happened to be present later shared that the two looked gentle with each other, exchanging warm conversation over coffee. Not once did they exhibit the tension described by the tabloids. If anything, the observer's first thought was that the couple seemed to be sharing a rare moment of peace amid overwhelming schedules. The witness emphasized how their expressions softened when discussing work and their child, and how Hyun Bin briefly reached out to adjust Ye-jin's scarf when she tucked it awkwardly under her coat. Such gestures contradicted the online hysteria so strongly that the acquaintance was stunned by how far from reality the rumors had drifted. Meanwhile, their agencies found themselves navigating a delicate situation. Hyun Bin's management, Vast Entertainment in Non-Hyundong, and son Ye-jin's company, Ms. Team Entertainment in Hanam-dong, received a cascade of inquiries from Korean and international media. Reporters camped outside the buildings, hoping for a breakthrough statement or a slip of information. Yet the agencies held back, not out of discomfort or suspicion, but out of caution. Korean entertainment companies often take time to verify every angle before responding to personal matters involving top-tier stars. A rushed statement could ignite even bigger headlines or give tabloids new material to twist. So the official lines remained minimal. We are checking the situation. And please understand that we cannot comment immediately regarding private matters. This intentional restraint, however, the opposite effect. The silence fed curiosity. Curiosity fed fear. Fear fed sensationalism. Fears multiplied overnight, branching into multiple fake narratives across social media platforms. Some posts even claimed the couple was living separately, citing unverified images of Hyun Bin entering a gym alone or Ye-jin attending a private beauty event. Yet these photos captured nothing more than a normal day in the life of two high-profile actors with individual responsibilities and career commitments. It was around this time that the true origin of the rumor began to reveal itself. A foreign tabloid, known among Korean reporters for exaggerating stories, published an article suggesting marital trouble between the couple. The article used grainy surveillance-like photos that did not depict any argument or coldness, simply two people walking into their respective schedules. Still, the tabloid painted them as emotionally distant. Claimed to have sources, though the information was generic, speculative, based entirely on public sightings that held no emotional context. The story exploded internationally, eventually circling back into Korea where it gained traction due to global attention. Korean tabloids then replicated the article with even sharper, more dramatic phrasing, pushing the couple into the center of a storm they never created. A senior entertainment journalist in Korea later uncovered that the initial rumor stemmed from nothing more than misinterpreted scheduling conflicts and misleading photos. The couple wasn't avoiding each other, journalist revealed. They were simply leaving separate work commitments on different days. Foreign tabloid used the images to fabricate tension that did not exist. Another insider added that the entire narrative was boosted for clicks, a tactic not unfamiliar in the global entertainment industry. In Hanam-dong, Ye-jin's agency became increasingly frustrated as the situation escalated. Staff members described the atmosphere as tense but controlled, monitoring public reactions, coordinating with legal teams, drafting potential responses. Vast Entertainment, on the other hand, focused on confirming Hyunbin's schedule so they could provide accurate information without exposing private details of his new project. The two agencies maintained close communication throughout, and on safeguarding the couple's privacy and preventing misinformation from spiraling further. Throughout these weeks of escalating chaos, a close friend of Hyunbin and son Ye-jin quietly stepped forward to clarify the truth. The friend, who has known the couple since before their marriage, firmly dismissed every rumor of emotional distance. Absolutely no rift. The friend emphasized, people underestimate how demanding their schedules have been lately. They barely have time for themselves, let alone to appear publicly together. Simply a matter of timing, not trouble. The friend revealed that Hyunbin had been preparing for a highly physical new film project, requiring early morning strength training sessions at a specialized center in Seongsa-dong, followed by script meetings in Non-Hyun. These sessions consumed much of his energy and time, leaving him often exhausted by the late evening. Meanwhile, son Ye-jin had been balancing motherhood with various commitments, including meetings for potential new endorsements and creative workshops for her return to the entertainment scene. Their son, Al-kong, required tender, constant attention, something Ye-jin prioritized wholeheartedly. These overlapping schedules naturally reduced opportunities for the couple to appear together in public. As the friend explained these details, the narrative of a marriage crisis began to crumble. The truth was far simpler, quieter, and much more human. The couple was not drifting apart, they were simply working hard, living responsibly, navigating the complexities of parenthood and professional life. Yet in an era where stillness can be mistaken for silence and privacy can be misinterpreted as emotional distance, normal life was weaponized into a scandal. That quiet meeting in Cheongdam, the calm observation from an acquaintance, the protective silence of their agencies, and the confirmation from someone close to them all pointed to one undeniable fact: the rumors were never grounded in reality. They were built on assumptions, fueled by tabloids, and amplified by the anxiety of fans who cared too deeply. Behind the noise, Hyunbin and son Ye-jin continued their lives with resilience and understanding, focusing not on public appearances but on their work, their family, and the delicate balance of raising their young son. When the couple finally chose to break their silence, the atmosphere in Seoul shifted as if the tension that had pressed on the city for weeks had finally loosened. The revelation did not come through a grand press conference or a staged appearance, but through a calm, private statement released late in the evening from a quiet office in Hanam-dong. The lights were dim, the staff reduced to only the essential team members. The mood was steady, neither defensive nor emotional, simply determined to bring truth back into a conversation that had spiraled too far. Hyunbin's side explained first, the relentless nature of his current schedule, preparing for a major new action project had pushed him into a demanding routine, far more intense than what fans typically imagine. Dawn training sessions in Seongsa-dong, hours of wire action practice, physical conditioning, script negotiations, nighttime coordination with the production team, his days were consumed from morning to night. One insider noted that his exhaustion had reached a point where even a single day off became a luxury. He had been pouring himself wholeheartedly into the project. Not because of pressure, but because he wanted to challenge himself with something entirely new. Yet this dedication inevitably reduced the hours he could spend at home or appear in public with his wife. Son Ye-jin's voice came through just as clearly, with the calm steadiness that has always defined her. She spoke not as a global star, but as a mother juggling the fragile balance between family and personal ambitions. Much of her recent time had been centered around their son, Alkwang, who is now in a stage of rapid development, curious, expressive, endlessly energetic. She revealed that Alkwang had just begun calling out Yama and Appa with growing confidence, surprising them with new words every week. Appa also shared that he had recently started baby swimming lessons at a children's center in Siacho. A small but heartwarming detail that instantly softened the harshness of the rumors spreading online. Ye-jin explained that her focus on raising their child, combined with preparation for her own upcoming projects and brand commitments, naturally meant she and Hyun were often stepping in and out of separate schedules. It was not emotional distance, it was simply the reality of two working parents who are each navigating demanding careers while ensuring their child is surrounded by warmth and stability. Her words carried no dramatics, only sincerity. We are learning how to balance everything step by step. As both sides spoke, the narrative that tabloids had crafted began to dissolve entirely. What outsiders had interpreted as coldness were merely the tired expressions of two people who had been working non-stop. What paparazzi had labeled as distance was nothing more than logistics and timing. The couple insisted gently but firmly that the rumors had been exaggerated beyond recognition, a product of speculation rather than truth. Please don't worry, their joint message concluded. Our family is doing well. In the following days, Korean media subtly shifted tone. Stories that once hinted at separation now highlighted the couple's resilience. Reports focused on Hyunbin's upcoming project and praised Ye-jin's devotion as a mother. Online communities quieted, gradually filled with relief, apology, overwhelming support as fans realized how deeply the rumors had misrepresented reality. The truth that finally emerged was simple, almost ordinary compared to the dramatic tales circulating online. There was no rift, no emotional divide, no hidden conflict. Just two people doing their best, under immense pressure, while raising a child they deeply adore. The world may have been shaken by speculation, but inside their home had changed. They were still the same couple who had weathered storms before, steadfast, committed, grounded. And as the noise faded, the image that remained was not of a marriage in crisis, but of a family moving forward quietly. Strength that needed no explanation.